This one's not going to make a lot of people happy, but I watched the CM Punk interview and I have a big takeaway. CM Punk is a hypocritical, out of touch millionaire, and that's okay because that's the way that all punk idols eventually go. The business focused nature of CM Punk now is very unfortunate for me because my first touch point with him was, man, he was a guy who used to wrestle in a barn full of 20 people for an hour and a half, a single match, because he cared about the art form. In this interview, he seemed to care more about the money. And it was a lot of like out of touch things like, you're welcome for that $1 million house you all never got. That's crazy. That's like the real old school mentality of professional wrestling, but the business has changed, Punk. You're going to be the old man yelling at clouds soon. But the thing that really bothers me about this is how hypocritical CM Punk is throughout this entire interview. He mentioned that Hangman Adam Page shouldn't have, quote, gone into business for himself and said those things that he said to Punk. But Ariel Hiwani in the interview literally said, well, didn't you kind of do the same thing when you said counterfeit bucks? And CM Punk plays coy and says, well, if you thought I was talking about anything else besides currency, that's on you. That's I wasn't doing that. Like, you're being a disingenuous ass. Like, that's ridiculous. You know what you're doing. We can't live in this world that CM Punk is the master of the wrestling promo and understanding nuance, and also not understanding that people are going to hear that and hear counterfeit bucks and think he's taking a shot at the bucks. Like, we can't have it both ways. Either CM Punk is smart enough and cuts good promos, or he's dumb. I don't think he's dumb. I think he's disingenuous, and that's kind of my problem here. CM Punk has turned into one of those guys who basically got the things that he wanted, the things that he fought for, and then now that other people are getting them, they're saying, "Oh, it's ruining the business." Like guaranteed contracts. You know what's good? Wrestlers getting paid. I like that. I like when wrestlers get paid. I like when people can financially support them and their family with art that they do. They're not killing the business. You just have a weird, warped perception of what the business should be. The business is always changing. And if you don't change with it, you're going to be left out. But like the whole thing we're seeing Punk saying, like, well, if you want to make me out to be the bad guy and say, like, oh, he's crazy, he's violent backstage. I can't believe that they would do this. Well, but you're the reason they think that. You choked a man backstage, and when you got on the interview today, you said, I just did a little choking, which is a huge problem for me because you're not taking responsibility for your actions. And we've all had a relationship or a friendship where somebody didn't take responsibility for their actions, no matter how messed up they were. I mean, you're treating it like it's not a big thing. You assaulted a person at work. You're a millionaire getting paid millions of dollars to do art and acting, and you choked a coworker over a workplace dispute. You are not a well adjusted individual. Tack on the fact that you are a mixed martial arts fighter. You have UFC fights. Granted, you didn't win, but like, I'm pretty sure you have to have a certain amount of skill to even step in the ring there. He also showed who he was with his interview, saying, like, oh, he mentioned multiple times saying, like, oh, if you don't handle that, I'm going to handle it. And you're not going to like the way that I handle it. That's psychotic behavior. You're a millionaire at work. Stop it. But the thing that really got me is like Punk. It's the Colt Cabana story. Let me just get into it. Uh, CM Punk's own words. Colt Cabana came to talk to him before uh, one of the matches, before the media scrum where he buried Colt Cabana and made fun of him and his mother. Colt Cabana walked up to CM Punk in Punk's own words and said, "Hey man, I just kind of want to in this awkwardness. I don't want anything bad to be between us. Can we just talk about it?" And CM Punk responded, "I'm not talking to you without a lawyer." And then he goes on the press conference in the scrum later and he says all those things about Colt Cabana. Did you have a lawyer present, Punk? Or are you only doing things when they're advantageous for you? It's time we stop, I guess, like thinking people can do no wrong, especially when they're showing you that they're a hypocrite right in front of your own eyes. Please just like, if you have the time, watch it and listen to it and count how many things CM Punk says he doesn't like, and then you're going to systematically sit there and be able to check off him doing the exact same things. If you don't like it, don't do it. It's simple.